Cam Newton to the New England Patriots. What is going on, guys? Welcome to Touchdowns to Home Runs. I'm your host, Noah. And for those of you who are familiar with the channel, Cam Newton is my favorite NFL player. I got three of them. I got Cam Newton, I got Jadeveon Clowney, and I got Deebo Samuel. But Cam Newton has been one of my favorite players for such a long time. Since he's joined the Carolina Panthers, I am a big Carolina Panthers fan, and I was sad to see him go, but I'm so excited that he was able to go and join a New England Patriots team. For this video, what I just want to talk about my opinion on this whole situation with him going to New England and what that will look like. I don't have my computer here. I don't have any notes in front of me or anything like that. I just want to talk straight to you guys. No script or anything. Like, I don't usually use a script at all. Sometimes I'll have little jot notes on my computer, but I don't read off the script at all. But this, I don't have any notes or anything. I just want to talk straight from my thoughts to you guys on what I think of this whole Cam Newton going to the New England Patriots situation. And yeah, let's just start it off. So I think that this was an absolutely major move for the New England Patriots. The Patriots obviously were coming off of a rough season for them, losing to the Titans in the playoffs. They lost Tom Brady. Their receiving core was something that really struggled last year, and they look to be left with Jarrett Stidham as their quarterback for this season for the New England Patriots. But just 2 days ago, from when I'm shooting this video, it came out that the Patriots finally had signed Cam Newton, who had been sitting around in free agency for so long. Nobody had picked him up. It looked like the Bears were going to pick him up at one point. It looked like the Chargers were going to pick him up at another point. The Jaguars were in talks of getting Cam Newton. But finally, the Patriots were able to step up and grab Cam Newton, which I think was an absolutely amazing move for them. And I just want to tell you why I thought that was such an amazing move for them. First off, just talking about Cam Newton. Last 2 years, yes, he hasn't performed of what he used to be able to, but that was mainly because of injury. He had some kind of leg or foot problem. He's had shoulder problems and everything like that. So, has Cam Newton been able to play like Cam Newton the last 2 years? No. But has he been able to show how Cam Newton can play in those last 2 years? There's been parts at games, like I watched so many Panthers games and so many Cam Newton games, and just watching him, those games that he was able to play very well, his arm was looking like one of the best arms I'd ever seen from a Cam Newton season in that standpoint. He's still got the rushing game and everything like that. He's still Cam Newton in that rushing game. It's just those injuries have really held him back, and they haven't been able to make him perform like the Cam Newton he was back in 2015. And back in 2017, he had a bit of a rough season back in 2016. But 2017, he was still a really top tier elite quarterback that was able to make the Panthers reach a playoff spot, but unfortunately lose to the New Orleans Saints in the wild card round, I think it was. But yeah, just Cam Newton hasn't been able to be Cam Newton the last 2 years. And this season, he's really had the chance to just rest. He got injured. He's had the recovery time. He's been able to work out with guys like Odell, and who else was he working out with? There's someone else that was notable that he's been working out with this offseason. So Cam Newton has had the time to recover, and he's still that big, strong, physical quarterback that you'd want to be running your offense. So let's just talk about what he's going to look like for the Patriots. The Patriots, the last decade or two, however long they've had Tom Brady, has been a completely different offense from what they're going to have with an offense with Cam Newton. Tom Brady can't rush the football. We all know that. We all know that he's a passer, pocket passer. There's no doubt about that. But when you have Cam Newton, a new guy like this, coming in to rush in an offense, a guy who's a dual threat quarterback who can throw the ball and rush it, it's going to be completely different for guys like Belichick and McDaniels to create a whole new offense. The AFC East has not seen this at all from the Patriots. I don't even think they've seen it from any team in the AFC East the last couple of years. Like, let's look at their quarterbacks. Josh Allen, he's kind of a rushing threat, but he's not a Cam Newton rushing threat. Sam Darnold isn't. Ryan Fitzpatrick from the Dolphins hasn't been. It's just, this is going to be completely new to the AFC East. Yes, you have guys like Lamar Jackson, but I think Lamar Jackson is a completely different type of rushing quarterback than Cam Newton is. Cam Newton will rush, but he will not be afraid to go and lay that hit on you. He's going to fight for those extra yards and everything. So just having that in the AFC East and having the Patriots able to open up a whole new play style on their offense is amazing. Especially that the Patriots had a really weak receiving core. They kind of took that and they really added and improved on that without even adding to that wide receiver position. They just added to their rushing game and added a whole new threat to their rushing game just at the quarterback spot, which I think was amazing, with a very strong offensive line in New England. And they still got Sony Michel in the backfield, who's a very good rusher when he can be a good rusher and if he stays healthy. So this New England Patriots rushing game is going to be very interesting this year. I can't wait to see what happens when Cam Newton pairs up with the greatest coach of all time. I'm not a Patriots fan. I was never a Patriots fan back when they were the dynasty, when they had Tom Brady and everything. I was never a fan of Bill Belichick and everything, but I still respect him and I still see him as the greatest coach of all time. There's no question about that when you're able to win 6 Super Bowls, tied the most for any franchise ever. It's between the Patriots and the Steelers. Even Bill Belichick and the Steelers, they have the same amount of Super Bowls. So I respect Bill Belichick so much. He's the greatest coach of all time, and I can't wait to see what happens when you pair up Cam Newton and the greatest coach of all time and Josh McDaniels. This offense and everything could be, I have no clue. We have no clue. I'm very excited. I'm going to say I'm a Patriots fan now just because of Cam Newton. No other part of that team makes me want to be a Patriots fan other than probably Stephon Gilmore, because I'm a huge Gamecocks fan and I love watching Stephon Gilmore play. But just that whole aspect of everything that the Patriots are going to be able to do now, everything that the Patriots are just a team that went from being the highest of highs to losing in the playoffs this year, and then looking like they're going to be a doormat team of the AFC East this year. Like, they're going to be a doormat team of the NFL this year. No one had the Patriots doing anything this year. To now bringing in a former MVP, a guy that has so much to prove, a guy that wants to have a big comeback year in Cam Newton. I'm very excited for it. The Patriots defense is still the Patriots defense. They got Stephon Gilmore, obviously winning Defensive Player of the Year last year. They got the McCourty twins. They lost Van Noy, but this Patriots defense is still very, very stacked and very, very hungry to do more of what they did last year. They were the best defense probably in the whole NFL last year. They were a very big scoring defense. Like, there were some points that they had more, the Patriots defense had more points than some NFL teams' offense have scored. So they got the talent on the defense. Now it's just rebranding this offense and re-energizing this offense to get back to bring a new style of Patriots football. And I'm excited for it. The receiving core, you have Edelman, who's shown that he can be a really clutch player sometimes. I know he dropped that one pass in the Titans game this year, but again, he had catches like that one against the Falcons in that Super Bowl. He's just overall a really clutch player. Mohamed Sanu, he's a decent wide receiver. I'm not going to say that he's anything very special, but I'm not going to say he's anything terrible. He can play football. And you got like N'Keal Harry, obviously had a very down year last year, but you can't call anyone a bust yet, especially after 1 year. He was a first-round pick. He's Canadian like me, so I'm excited to see what he has to do this year. But Cam Newton going to the Patriots, absolutely huge move for them. They went from being probably the second best team in the AFC or something like that. Some people have with them even lower. Now they look like the favorites to win that division. I have no problem in calling them the favorites to win that division now. The Bills were in my mind before that, but now that you add Cam Newton, now that you add some experience to that quarterback, and now that you have the coaching staff that the Patriots do, able to team up with a guy like Cam Newton, like, no offense to Ron Rivera or anything, absolutely amazing coach. I can't wait to see him go turn around a Redskins franchise from what they were before. But Ron Rivera just wasn't Bill Belichick. He didn't have the winning experience that Bill Belichick does. Again, Ron Rivera, absolutely amazing coach, but when you're able to pair up Cam Newton with Bill Belichick, the greatest coach of all time, it's going to be something different. It's going to be something completely special. I can't wait to see Bill Belichick and Cam Newton and just this whole offense, see how that works and everything. Belichick has the greatest mind in football and he's just going to be able to create an offense that will be able to blow teams out of the water. Like this, a bunch of teams in the AFC aren't used to this rushing game. You're bringing a whole new, Lamar Jackson's just new to the AFC, so teams are getting used to him, and now you'll have Cam Newton up there, who's going to be a rushing threat that's going to be way different than Lamar Jackson. So you got two different rushing threat games coming in to the AFC, and just building on to this whole rushing threat QB game that has been just building on the whole last couple of years and everything. Since Cam Newton's come in, guys like Michael Vick have really paved the way for the rushing QB game, and I can't not wait to see this Patriots team. Now I just want to talk about playoffs and Super Bowl and stuff like that for the Patriots. Can they do it? Can they make the playoffs? I think 100% they have the ability and the talent to make the playoffs. Can they make the Super Bowl is another different question. You still got to go through the Chiefs. You got to go through the Ravens, which are two very powerhouse teams. Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, I have no problem in saying they are the top two QBs in the NFL right now. I'm not saying out of all the QBs and their legacies and stuff like that. Like if you add who's the greatest QB in the NFL, looking at what they've done in the NFL already, obviously it's Tom Brady. But if you're looking at talent-wise, the top two quarterbacks in the league right now are Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. So you still got to go through them, but you still have a Patriots team who has played the Chiefs before in a playoff game and beaten them. They've lost to the Ravens, but I'm sure that this is another thing that I love about this Cam Newton deal. The Patriots lose to the Ravens last year, which really bring the Ravens up and take down the Patriots. What lost them that game was the Lamar Jackson game and how he's able to take over defenses and everything like that. But now in the practice game, I know I said that Lamar's game and Cam Newton's game are two very different rushing styles, but if you're able to have a rushing QB, if for that New England Patriots defense, if you're able to go up against a rushing QB every single day in practice and everything like that, that is going to really, really help the Patriots defense in how they play and how they get used to that rushing style QB. So if the Patriots do go up against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens in a playoff game, they're going to know they're going to have Cam Newton. They're going to have him go. They're going to have Cam Newton going up against him in practice, that defense in practice every single day. So they're going to be used to that rushing defense or rushing offense that you're going to be going up against in Cam Newton. So overall, can they make the Super Bowl? It's going to be very tough. It's going to be very tough. I'm not going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Cam Newton, one of my favorite players. I want him to come back, and I want him to win this Super Bowl so bad. Obviously not more than I want the Bears and the Panthers, my two favorite teams, to win the Super Bowl. But Cam Newton, my favorite player, I want to see him come back, and I want to see him win an MVP and win a Super Bowl, because his story and everything and what happened to him getting let go by the Panthers and just waiting this long for a team to finally sign him. I can't wait to see him play. When the Cam Newton jerseys come out for the Patriots, I want to get one so bad. So that's definitely a jersey I'm on the lookout for. But Cam Newton going to the Patriots, absolutely huge move for the Patriots. That's what I'm going to close off on. Patriots look like a playoff team now. They look like they can be a playoff contender. Super Bowl is a bit of a stretch, but yet we have no clue what Belichick and Daniels are going to be cooking up for this offense this year. So that's my final conclusion on Cam Newton going to the New England Patriots. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I know this was kind of a different style. This is just me talking to you guys straight up. I have no notes or anything. I didn't think about this prior or anything. I just wanted to talk straight to you guys, my feelings about this. So I know it's going to be a bit of a different style when you guys watch this video, and I appreciate you guys watching this if you've made it to this point. But I just really wanted to get my feelings out on Cam Newton going to the Patriots. So thank you for watching, guys. Like, comment what your feelings are on Cam Newton going to the Patriots. Subscribe, and thank you for watching, and come back next time.